I say my game is fundamental,
It's got handles.
fundamentally sound, and
Booker finds his spot.
punctual.
For the game. Got it!
Signature move would probably be, a soft fade in the mid-range.
Turn. Fire. Got it!
Most people don't start shooting fadeaways till they had to. And I was working on it at a young age and developed over time, at a whole different pace.
So 6 years ago today, Devin Booker authored one of the most iconic shots of the NBA bubble. He hits the game-winning buzzer beater. You see it right there, over Paul George to beat the Clippers, and then, strikes a pose on the floor. And Booker led the Suns to a perfect 8-0 record, but despite all that undefeated run, they narrowly missed out on qualifying for the postseason. But man, it was a heck of a run they had. And since the bubble, the Suns boast the third most total wins when combining the regular season and playoffs. But every other team in this top six has won a title over that span. Phoenix hasn't won a playoff series since 2023. And this offseason, the Suns made a move to upgrade their roster. They traded away Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal, sent them to the Hornets for Miles Bridges to add a little bit more scoring to their starting five alongside Devin Booker, Jalen Green, and Dillon Brooks. And even with the upgrade, DraftKings doesn't seem very high on Phoenix for next season. They're currently outside of the projected top six teams in the Western Conference. They currently have the Thunder, the Spurs, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Rockets, and the Lakers still hanging on here. But if there were a team maybe to crash the top six, the party out west, let's get the guys back in here. Who, Vinny, do you have your eye on as a potential surprise candidate?
I like the Dallas Mavericks, man. Like Cooper Flag, is he 20 years old yet? Like, he's got so much more room left to grow. The Rookie of the Year. Don't forget, Derek Lively only played 7 games last year, coming off of foot surgery. I'm still a big believer in him. And also, Kyrie Irving will be back. As long as he's in uniform, that is going to be a formidable team in the Western Conference. But again, it starts with Cooper Flag and that new head coach, Dusty May. I'm very intrigued to see what they look like next season.
And Malika, just piggybacking on it, I think the Kyrie Irving effect, I think we forget, it's always like when a player misses a year, we forget how great they are, like Kawhi back in 2018-19 with Toronto. Kyrie is going to be a difference maker for this Dallas team, a team that has the inability to close games. That was certainly an Achilles for this team as far as clutch games here, but I think getting him back on the court with Cooper Flag, I think that's going to be certainly a special duo there.
I thought it was notable that they extended Najee Marshall and didn't trade him, right? They didn't spend the summer trading veteran pieces. They kept him around. So I think that's a signal of what they're trying to do. I will go, though, with the Utah Jazz.
Oh, okay.
Remember the Jaren Jackson trade? I know he kind of came in and a little like Anthony Davis and Trae Young. They shut him down quickly. But you got, Jaren Jackson and Lauri Markkanen in the front court. You got Keontae George and, by the way, second overall pick, Darren Peterson, who looked awesome in Summer League in the backcourt. Ace Bailey, I thought, had an underrated rookie year. I'm probably still questions about the depth. I'd feel a little bit better about this pick if they had kept Walker Kessler instead of traded him, but I don't blame them because they got a good package. But right. I'll go with Utah.
I'm just trying to figure out, Malika Andrews, what is it about me and you being on the set that whether it was Perk the other day talking about the Washington Wizards being fourth, and now we got Anthony Slater talking about the Utah Jazz crashing the party. What is it about us that brings out these takes?
Crashing the party is different than number one on the list, which is where we were starting to flirt with Perk going with the Washington Wizards, Bobby.
Well, I think regarding Washington, I think in the West, I think Phoenix for me, Malika. Yeah. I think you kicked it off in this set in this block with Phoenix. Singles and doubles for the Suns here. They basically returned the same starting lineup, and they added Miles Bridges here. I think the hardest thing when you look at teams that overachieved like Phoenix did and they won 45 games is taking that next step with basically the same roster here. But I think for Phoenix here, just because this Western Conference is so fluid in the back end with 5 and 6 here, we don't know what we're going to get out of the Lakers. I think the Suns could potentially push into the top 6.
Can I offer, I like all of these. The Suns, obviously, we showed the numbers on how good they've been over the last couple of years, even with everyone counting them out. What about Portland? I mean, Portland, I would expect to see Denny Avdia take a step forward. Damian Lillard coming back healthy, hopefully, knock on wood. I would not be surprised at all to see the Trailblazers say, you know what, we need to stay in the Pacific Northwest. Look at our fans and look at what I can give them. We
want to try to boast at what I look like. Keep them going, try to wear, I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm in the